My name is Millie Withers.
And my name is Shara Milton.
We are A-level media students at the Billericay School.
The task we were set was to create a 2-minute opening sequence of a genre of our choice. We chose to create a thriller film as we thought it would be an interesting topic to study.
Also, from researching different genres on Mojo Box Office, the genre of thriller has been seen to be very popular.
We used different media technology platforms such as Final Cut Express and Tumblr. By using these, we gained knowledge and skills that we never previously had. Also, it made our opening sequence look high quality and appealing to our target audience. These technologies also enable audiences to be engaged in an interesting way.
Before starting this course, we had limited experience with the software we were advised to use, as we had only used it when creating our preliminary task beforehand. Carrying out the preliminary task allowed us to have a better idea of how to use the new software.
We also watched and analysed a number of different opening sequences, many of the thriller genre, so we began to learn and understand the conventions of opening sequences for different genres. We used platforms such as YouTube to facilitate the research phase and found the immediacy of it to be very important.
Tumblr was used throughout our coursework to post all our work on, such as planning, production and post-production work, such as evaluations. It allows us to make work more creative as it provides multimedia convergence, so we are able to post videos, voice recordings, pictures and also hyperlinks to other websites and work such as YouTube and emails, which are other platforms we use throughout our coursework.
For our opening sequence, we created a pitch on PowerPoint software, which is what we used to plan. Within our pitch, we included our genre, locations, characters, narrative, representation, key shots and sound, and also the application of theories such as Strauss's binary opposite theory.
Once our planning was complete, we began filming for our opening sequence. To film, we used a Canon E0S 700D camera and a tripod. We had no experience with this camera, so we chose to research and look up how to use it through YouTube tutorials. This helped speed up the filming process. When filming, we followed our storyboard, which we created in the planning process.
When we looked back at our recorded footage and started editing, we noticed that some shots could be improved as some were out of focus and the audio was very quiet. Also, we wanted to include more of a variety of shots, for example, reaction shots. When editing footage together, we discovered that our narrative wasn't clear to an audience, so we decided to change it slightly to make it more understandable. Therefore, we had to refilm most of our opening sequence, but this was an advantage because it improved our opening sequence a lot.
In the film world, there is a debate as to whether film or digital is better. We watched the documentary Side by Side, which discusses this debate. Digital is more commonly used in the film world now, as digitalisation is much cheaper to use than film for many reasons, such as there is less equipment to move around, the time needed to produce the film is much shorter, as with film, the rolls of film have to be sent off to be developed.
There is more creative control with digital, as the filmmakers are able to instantly watch back their takes as the film is stored on an SD card, and they can be refilmed if they are wrong, whereas with film they'd have to wait until they get back their dailies. SD cards also have a larger storage, so filmmakers can take numerous shots of the same shot, whereas film is limited.
Digital is constantly improving. There are now smaller, more portable cameras which are better quality than some of the larger cameras. These are known as consumer cameras. The 2009 film Slumdog Millionaire gained an Oscar for Best Cinematographic Digital Film. It also used lots of small portable cameras to be able to film their unconventional shots using handheld filming. This type of filming would not have been possible with large cameras as they would have been too heavy to use as they filmed whilst running.
Having consumer cameras on the market also allows everyone to access them, allowing anyone to become a filmmaker. This is known as democratisation. Consumer cameras also help independent films companies who have lower budgets, as these film cameras are a lot cheaper. The film 28 Days Later used 10 consumer cameras to film their film. This film would not have been possible if cameras like this did not exist.
Alongside consumer cameras, there are also products which help people create their own films, which they would not have been able to do years ago. For example, people can now buy laptops and have programs such as Final Cut and iMovie which allow them to edit their film together. The internet has also allowed them to distribute their film globally for free on sites like YouTube. This is known as technological convergence. The only problem with this process is that it leads to more low standard films in the industry. Filmmakers need skill and knowledge in things like editing and cinematography to be able to produce high standard films.
So what have we learnt about technology?
From constructing our media product, we have learnt many new things. Through the research and planning phases, we have learnt all about the convergence of technology and the ease with which we can access and utilise different programs and platforms.
We have also learnt how to edit using the software Final Cut. This type of technology was easy to learn how to use due to the vast amount of instructions and guidance which can be found on the internet. Also, we have learnt how to film footage. Using the Canon E0S 700D is another new aspect of technology that we have learnt about during this process. This camera provides many options with regard to lighting and shutter speeds, giving the aspiring filmmaker a number of opportunities to improve the quality of camera shots.
However, we have also learned that despite all of this new and improving technology, for a film to be successful, the filmmaker must have the knowledge about the art of filmmaking. Great films are now a combination of art and technology. The knowledge of selecting camera shots and appropriate editing techniques are essential if a narrative is to be fully developed and the audience is able to understand the vision of the director.